Patrick.
Hello, Edita.
Thank you for having us here. We are in the beautiful villa designed by you, right?
It is.
We are in Mikonos. Exactly, beautiful view. Could you please describe the project briefly and yourself also?
Well, first, welcome to Mikonos and to Whiterock. So it's one of the enchanting properties of Mikonos because of its content, the way it was done. I'm very proud to have been the maker of it and the way it was done and the way it is living after it. So as an architect, I feel lucky to be working in Mikonos and having the chance to demonstrate through this project many of, let's say, talents that could be in the industry, whether it is architecture, the landscape, or the interior. Bringing us today to have met companies as yours and having used your product in our design. I've been on the island designing and developing for the past 6 years, and every year is another episode. And we've reached an interesting maturity in this concept of operation. And we are now at 4 Whiterock villas in Mikonos, plus 1 in Ibiza. Fortunately, 2 of which have your product, and hopefully the others will be as well following soon.
Where do you find inspirations for these projects?
Mikonos in general, you can find all kind of inspiration, whether you're a chef or you're a poet or you're a journalist or you're an architect. For us, definitely following up with the natural element of Mikonos. So the atmosphere is by itself great enough to put you in your best mood. However, the challenge of building it is another story. So Mikonos is a very inspiring island for the concept part, for the design part. However, a very serious, tough environment for the execution and the finish and the challenges of meeting schedules that are.
And was this specific project a challenge for you?
Well, it was a huge challenge. It's a big property. It exceeds 1,000 square meters. It was designed and built in less than 8 months. It was our choice to pressure it like this.
That's very fast.
And the winters of Mikonos are not soft. And being on an island, the procurement makes it as well a very difficult process. So it was a very challenging project. But it was worth every bit of it, and till today we're still living, let's say, the success story of the Whiterock Villa that everybody knows, like, and they call it the main one. Even though now there is Whiterock 2, there is a town villa, there is seaside, there is Ibiza, but this one remains on top of the list.
And did your client have any particular expectations for the interiors?
Not really. My clients are mostly an associate myself.
They trust you.
It's more than that. I mean, it's my project. Before it is a project that we operate professionally, so, and which is also operated by my other company, which is Whiterock. So being co-owner to it and owner of Whiterock, I didn't really have to get back to anybody. But sometimes it was good to have, let's say, the positive support of my associates who never questioned my decisions. But all projects need access in some aspect. Maybe Planika is one of the nice access that we put that we don't really need, but at the same time we do.
Patrick, what is your favorite element here?
Water is inevitably the element that connects the whole place together. Water and transparency. But it's not an element alone. I think it's mostly the composition of the material. And that would go from rock, white, water, sand, and the black line that are like corrective notes to every zones of the project, indoor or outdoor.
And how did you come up with the idea of having a fireplace which is see-through, so you can see
that
the
I really
fireplace?
cannot recall, but I really wanted to be looking at the fire and seeing as well the water and seeing the outside. I didn't feel like it was enjoyable in a place like Mikonos having a fireplace locked to a wall. And when you have from every angle this absolutely stunning view behind.
And have you done any projects with bioethanol fireplaces before?
Not really, no. Probably just as mostly like gadget, like liquid bioethanol, like recipients, but nothing compared to Planika and the sophistication that comes with it and the efficiency.
When did you hear about Planika?
Well, I was in Maison Objet in Paris, and while being on a particular stand,
We met there.
we met there. You were the person that was present, and we had an interesting conversation. And I think the same year we closed our first project together with a quite large element that was Whiterock one. In the next project as well that we've done in Ibiza, we as well included, and we wish to include a fire element with Planika in all our projects, and we believe in the fire elements. As a designer, fire pits and fire elements are of big interest to us.
And tell me, was it important for you and for your clients that the fireplace is zero emission? Because before you told me that there are some restrictions about wood burning fireplaces in the city.
Zero emission is one of the aspects, but as well the practicality of it, the time duration, no smell. All these elements were probably the main factors. And this autonomy of approximately 18 hours with the control of the at least three levels of flame were main to our decisions.
So are you planning to install Planika in your further projects? Do you have any plans?
We always consider Planika to our projects, and we do have the intention of installing Planika project, yes. Not because you're here, but we're very happy to have you here. But it is something, it's a product we believe in.
So thank you very much for the conversation, and maybe let's go and see the fireplace.
Definitely. If we do that
let's
without
go.
the fireplace, that would be an incomplete appointment.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, Patrick, so you mentioned that your favorite element here is water, and here we have water and fire. So that was the idea to choose the fireplace here so you can enjoy the swimming pool, also the sea.
Well, you said it all, I believe, but yes, bringing the view of the fire in continuity with the overflow of the pool was an essential, and not having a dead end to the fireplace was as well one of the main elements. So here we joined both an infinity view and a mix of fire and water that is a bit, how do you say, intensified during the night time. So like you see, the water is continuing inside the house and outside on both ends, and this is the purpose of all. So whether you are in the pool, you see the fireplace, or if you are inside the house, you see the fireplace and the pool.
Do you spend a lot of time here in this place?
It's one of my, let's say, favorite corners in certain moments in season, and it's like always a relaxing and a small committee where we share, let's say, intimate good time. In general, having this fireplace in an open space that gather from the living to the dining to the outside, it's like you are really living it from many angles of the house is the major point. And as a human, we are attracted by basic element, fire and water. And having the chance to combine them, I mean, would be a real missed opportunity if you do not. And fortunately here we did not miss this opportunity.
Is it nice for the designer to have like a free will to design whatever you want to?
I don't think I have a free will in the sense. It's a calculated, there's no such thing as a designer caprice in the business type model that we have. But it would exist probably with some designer to have unlimited budget and no restrictions at all, which could make it even more difficult as you lose yourself. But here it was a calculated liberty, let's say, to add what we wanted. And definitely it adds up to the flavor of a project that is needed. So this is related more to interior architecture, more than architecture itself, but yet still above the level of decoration. I mean, I refer to decoration, anything that goes with fabric and colors and coverage. But this type of element here, with the opening, with the continuity, is an intentional interior architecture related to the architecture as well.
And did you personally choose every element here?
Every element, definitely,
furniture?
Yes. They are part of the groups we represent, and we in one of our companies, and they were selected carefully. As our slogan says, crafted with care.
Are you planning to stay here in Mykons?
Well, definitely a big plan of my life is to spend more time, and it's a microclimate that I'm very familiar to, and the distances are one of the biggest advantage, and the knowledge of the area. So the answer is yes. It's more time between Mykons and Athens, where we're developing.
You spent a lot of time in Athens also, right?
Yes, I mean, I would say 70% in Mykons and 30% in Athens. And the new projects that are coming would be in between both, and hopefully involving Planika by our side to keep it always warm and interesting. So as part of the new collection of Planika, I got very interested as well by your outdoor product, because sometimes, especially for Mykons, the majority of the time is spent outside, whether near the dining table or around the pool. And having a controllable fireplaces, because a fire pit is always interesting, but putting up a fire with wood and the time it takes, the smoke smart produce, how it is affected by the wind, which we have fire pits, are sometimes difficult for us to control. As having the option of a well-designed fireplace would be a very good option for us for all our Whiterock projects that are operated, because at the end of the day, our clientele, guests as I call them, are interested by an experience. So we're not designing houses only for architectural purpose and then give them away, we're operating them. So the music, the water, the fire, the culinary experience, all of it is part of what we want to give to our guests, who shouldn't be themselves thinking how to do it. We should exceed their expectations. And having a closer fire source to them where they spend most of their time is of course of big interest for us. As this fireplace is ultimately interesting even in the off season when it starts to rain, but since we're in summer touristic destination, it's rare that the guests are enjoying the effect of water with the fire on the rain, yes.
So it looks like we will have a lot of chances to work together in the future.
Well, and I hope we will have a lot of chances to welcome you again in Whiterock.
Oh, I hope so, really.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your visit. Thank you.